He used to give me roses. I wish he could again.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Soapy Sunday. We're back with Prisoner Cell Block H, episode 4 this time. Now, so far in this series, it's been episode 1, suicide, episode 2, murder, episode 3, murder. I shouldn't really say the S word, I should bleep that out. So yeah, I'm enjoying this series so far, it's very enjoyable. Hopefully I'm managing to get the cut down versions on YouTube, I don't know yet. But if you like this show, we've also got Murder Monday, which is crime shows. We've got Terrifying Tuesday, which is horror shows. We've got Funny Fridays, which is sitcoms and comedies. And Soapy Sunday, and it says Spooky Sunday. I'd have gone in with Terrifying Tuesday, because I was going to call it Spooky Sunday to begin with. Soapy Sundays, which is long-running dramas or soap operas. So I don't know what category Prisoner would fall into. Let me know in the comments below. Is it a soap opera or just a long-running drama? You know, like, not seen this before, but Casualty, I mean, I've heard of it, obviously. I grew up when it was all the rage, Casualty, Alby City, stuff like that. So yes, I hope you're enjoying it. The cut down versions on YouTube and the full Patreon versions. But if you're liking the videos, if you could please give me a like, comment and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate that. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for being our Patreon member. My Patreon members, I don't know who runs this channel. I do want to get an editor at some point, but at the moment, no, not permitted. So without further ado, Bill Jackson's just been, how can I put this for YouTube, maimed? So we'll see how he gets on. Is he going to live? Is he going to die? Let's find out. And as always, if you never saw the last episode, here's a small little recap of what happened. Got to say, that absolutely took me by surprise. I never expected it to be Bill, and it's not good that it's bleeding out of his mouth.
Are you satisfied? Have you got what you wanted?
But who was it? That's the thing. Is this still on? Yes, it is. It's still recording there, good.
Yates, get Dr. Miller.
Oh,
Get
and
these
then
gates
Officer
open.
Yates.
I want all the prisoners locked in their cells. I want Doyle in solitary.
I was about to say, you don't know if it were Doyle, but
Miller, Bill Jackson's been
caused a
stabbed.
riot.
How bad is he?
I don't know.
Well, is he conscious?
I don't know. Can't you go and see for yourself? He's lying near the main security gates on the first
You're in a
floor.
lot of
Don't
good
worry,
work,
Rosie,
you
I'm not
love.
going anywhere. Sister, I can't leave Rosie. You're just going to have to do what you can for Bill.
She's in labour.
Hey, where are you going?
Someone else has
I'm
been
going to need your help
stabbed.
here.
Never delivered a baby.
Yeah, well, now's your chance to learn.
Giving birth, which nurse could have done, and saved a man's life. Doctor could have done.
Make him more comfortable.
Don't move him. Has anybody called an ambulance?
Where's Greg?
He's with Rosie. It's a breech birth.
He should be here.
It's all right, Meg. Can't you do anything about these damn things?
Yes, well, I have to come out before he can be moved. It's going to hurt.
So if you pull them out, they're going to bleed to death. That was stopping the
They're all
blood
locked up
from
except Marilyn Mason.
flowing
I
out.
can't find her. Do you know where she is?
She's in the recreation room.
Go and get her. Right. You'd better leave. And if word of this leaks out, we'll be looking for a new electrical contractor. Understand?
Yeah.
There. Now, try not to move too much. If this pressure pad moves, you could bleed to death before the ambulance gets here.
Well, yeah, it's been stabbed, Meg. Don't look at him shocked like that. I mean, it's not pleasant to hear, but you know, being stabbed with scissors can be quite life-threatening. Not been stabbed with scissors before, but I'm guessing it could.
Hi.
Oh, I thought it was on the way to the hospital.
I should have left it to the experts.
What experts? None of us are trained to handle situations like this. We ought to have some sort of emergency procedure.
Don't start that again.
I'm sorry.
I tried to ring Marty earlier. There was no reply.
I'll phone
Bleeding
from the
out of his
hospital.
mouth. Shouldn't be cleaning the blood out of his mouth on the way through the choke on it. They don't seem to be doing much. What's the teddy called, Doreen? You're going to tell us?
I didn't think it'd end like this, Bea.
Well, what do you expect? I told you what would happen if you let Frankie take over, but oh no. You couldn't even stay away from her from the short time I was out, could you?
It wasn't only my fault.
Yeah, wait until I get my hands on the bitches that helped Frankie. If the cops are going to hang around and make my life a misery, it's going to be a damn sight more miserable for them.
Come on, get in.
It was the feud that caused that. Never mind, went to continue
Where have
it.
you been, as if I didn't know?
Have you been with Eddie?
Yeah. Well, I hope you made the most of it. They won't be letting him in here for a while.
Why not? Bill Jackson got stabbed.
Who by?
And we know she's in the clear.
No, but I intend to find out.
Well, how bad is he?
How the hell should I know?
Because just because long fingernailed lady put the scissors down doesn't mean long fingernailed ladies pick them back
Wentworth
up.
Detention Centre.
Could I speak to Bill Jackson, please?
Just a moment, please. It's someone asking for Bill Jackson. What'll I say?
I'll take it.
I'm afraid Mr. Jackson's unavailable at the moment. Could I take a message?
No. No, it's all right. I'll call back later.
She should have said something to Erica.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Brooks.
Good afternoon.
You haven't forgotten the rent's due tomorrow, have you?
No. No, I haven't forgotten.
Did you find Mason?
Yes, she's locked away. If you ask me, I think she and that electrician have been having a high old time together.
That's the least of my worries at the moment. I want everybody confined to their rooms until the police have had a chance to question them.
Do you think we should involve the police?
Well, yes,
A
someone got
man has been
stabbed.
stabbed.
Well, I'm only thinking of the publicity.
Yes, well, if I'd thought a little less about the publicity earlier on, maybe none of this would have happened.
Did Bill get off to hospital safely?
Yes.
You better call the gate. Tell them to expect another ambulance.
What now?
Rosie's had a boy.
Was
It's
he
at least a month
expecting
premature.
to
It's
ship
going to
her
need
off with
specialist
the...
treatment.
Are they going to be all right?
Oh, they're going to be fine. Miss Yates, however, is a little bit shaky. She could probably use a cup of tea.
I could use something a bit stronger than that. Delivering babies isn't exactly
Not on
my
duty.
line.
Mrs. Davidson. It was the hospital. Bill Jackson's dead.
Oh my God. Oh, poor Meg. She's got to tell Marty. I've got to say bless her for her now. Mum's had it.
Meg, I know you're in there.
See, I got it right with the synopsis. I've automatically put it down as murder. I didn't put it down as attempted murder. Not synopsis, introduction. It says first episode suicide, second murder, third murder. I was going to change it too. I'm not
I went to
changing
the
it now.
hospital, but you'd already left.
You're a little late.
Meg, those scissors pierced Bill's lung. If I'd rushed straight to him, there's nothing I could have done.
Hold on, weren't they
Could have
there?
at least tried.
Oh, the bottom at lung.
If I'd left Rosie, both she and the baby might have died.
So what? Do you think that little crim is more important than my husband?
It's not being fair
You
anymore.
can't mean that. Where's Marty?
I don't know.
Does he know about his father?
Well, how can I tell him if he's not here? Come home when he's ready. If he wants to.
Would you like me to give you something to help you sleep?
You don't have to drug me. I'm not one of the prisoners. Look, would you please leave? It's too late. There's nothing you can do now.
Just don't think he should be left alone, that's
Well,
all.
she can't go back to work for a while.
Of course not.
Then leave!
Look, Meg, for heaven's sake.
Where have
He's
you
going to
been?
think we're having it off.
What's it to you? Don't you dare speak to me like that, young man. You're getting too big for your boots.
Yeah, well, isn't it about time you stopped treating me like a child?
What are you if you're not a child?
I'm nearly 17, for God's sake.
Tell him.
Marty, there was a riot at the prison today. Your father got stabbed by one of the girls. He died about an hour ago, Marty. Sorry.
Now, can you stop being a
you
sulky
think I
little
should go to
brat
him?
and be there for your
Will
mum?
you please leave?
Oh, bless her. Yeah, she can't go back to work for a while, surely. She's got to take time off to grieve, especially till after the funeral. But I do hope Marty pulls himself together for his mum's sake. So I felt sorry for Mum, now I feel sorry for Meg.
Bill Jackson's dead!
Just bloody shout it!
Bill Jackson's dead!
How did they find out? Was it her? No, she was fighting B. Oh, I tried to look at her fingernails. I forgot to look at fingernails. I've got to scrutinise her fingernails from now on. Bloody hell.
Come on, get inside.
What's going on?
Everyone actively involved in the riot is confined to their cells until the police have interviewed them. We don't want you all getting together and making up lies.
I wasn't involved.
You were there. You stayed with Doyle and ignored my order to leave the dining room. From what I hear, you had an argument with Bill Jackson yesterday morning.
What the hell are you implying? That I stabbed him?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that
She
you'd
helped
stabbed
Meg.
someone, would it? Stop whispering, Anderson.
That's right, no need to whisper. Thanks for the advice, Doreen.
You think you're getting pretty tough, don't you? Any more lip and you'll be in solitary.
What do you think I am now?
Well, if you would prefer it, I could put you in with your friend Frankie.
Sorry, the phone rang. I hope you didn't hear
Outside.
the vibrations.
Just sit there, nice and quiet, until the police want to interview you.
Come in.
Find
Well, the
anything?
police got there bloody
Nope.
quick.
Was he popular?
Very. He helped a lot of the women here.
Well, he seems to have made one enemy. I don't think we're going to learn much from this lot. Take it down to the station, go through it there. Give us a ring if you find anything.
What about the lady
Well, perhaps we
who...
can start by you telling me what you know.
Not much, I'm afraid.
The only time
there was a
suspect
riot.
I
We followed
have
the normal procedure, locked the security gates, and waited for them to
Of
calm down.
who could dislike
Unfortunately, a
him
group
is
of
the lady
prisoners
who
grabbed one of the
came on to
officers and
him.
were holding her hostage. Bill
And
went
he
in to
didn't
try to get her
respond.
out.
As a psychologist, I wouldn't have thought that was his job.
The officer was his wife, Meg Jackson.
I see.
I've made a list of the group of prisoners. They were the only ones close enough to have stabbed Bill.
Thanks. There's more than a dozen names here. Still, it's a start.
Well,
What
there was a
sparked the
riot
riot?
on.
Some of the prisoners refused to leave the dining room after lunch.
Lunch? But Jackson was stabbed at 4 p.m. Was his wife held captive all that time?
Yes.
Well, did you make any attempt to get her out? Call in outside help?
No.
Why not?
Because she
Well,
wanted
you
to
know
avoid
what it's like,
publicity.
Jack. The slightest whisper of a riot and the press are onto it. Public opinion is pretty sensitive at the moment. I didn't want any publicity. Besides, I didn't think she was in any danger. It was a personal feud between two of the women. There are tensions like that in any prison. I had no reason to believe Meg was going to come to any harm. I didn't know it was going to end like that.
She was took
Yes, well, it's
hostage
often difficult to
by
know what's best to
prisoners,
do in a
angry
situation like that.
prisoners.
Well, perhaps we'll start by questioning these women. Who's
She'd
this
always
first
think
one,
they're
Lynn
going to come to
Warner?
harm.
She first drew attention to the stabbing.
What's she in for?
Child
By
kidnapping.
screaming.
You remember the Bentley case?
Oh, yeah, the kid's nanny. Could you have it brought in here?
You're not going to conduct the inquiries from here.
If you don't mind. It might make the murderer nervous to be in the dead man's room. That is, if it won't upset the widow too much.
No, we're not expecting her in today.
Don't you be an idiot. Be nice to her. Only made her a cup of tea.
Don't let it get cold now. You all right? Couldn't have got a wink of sleep last night. I heard you pacing up and down.
You couldn't have slept much either if you were listening to me.
Mum, I'm
She's not
sorry.
going to get much sleep,
I
is she?
didn't know what had happened when I walked in last night.
I know you couldn't have.
Don't shut me out, Mum.
It's going to be all over the news.
I'm sorry. I just feel so empty. I can't believe it's happened. And why would they want to kill him? He works so hard for them.
I know. I'm not going to school today.
No, I want you to go.
You can't make him go to school the day after his dad's died.
Will you do as you're told?
Should let him have a bit of time off. He's got to grieve too. Yeah, if it were me, I'd keep the kid off until at least after the funeral. Get his homework sent home or something.
Thank you, Miss H. Could you wait outside, please? Sit down, Lynn. This is Detective Sergeant Allen. He wants to ask you a few questions about the murder of Mr. Jackson.
I've got nothing to say.
That attitude's not going to help you, young lady.
Why should I say anything? No one will believe me anyway. I'm innocent. No one believes me.
It'll go much better for you in the long run if you cooperate.
Will it affect my appeal?
Lynn is appealing against her sentence. She claims she is innocent.
I am innocent.
This inquiry's
She
got
said
nothing to do
claims
with
like
your
she
case.
don't believe her.
Then I've nothing to say.
Do you want whoever did this to get away with it? Aren't you interested in seeing justice done?
Nobody else is.
Miss Warner, I don't think you realise how serious this is.
Yeah, you can
It's an
understand her being a
offence
bit
to hinder the police in their investigations.
wary with the law.
And you're a prime suspect in a murder case.
That's
Fine,
right.
she
This is something
screamed.
else you can blame on me, is it?
Bring in the next one.
Miss Yates, take her back to her cell.
We don't need to question
by
you
the way,
anymore.
Eddie
You're a
Cook's
prime
outside. You said
suspect,
you wanted to
but
see him when he arrived.
Right.
yeah, you're a prime
Eddie
suspect,
Cook,
but you know.
the electrician. He was trapped in the prison during
We'll
the
just let you
riot.
go.
With the rioters?
No, in another wing.
Well, let him wait. I want to talk to those directly concerned first.
The police will talk to you later.
Well, when?
When they're ready. Just wait there.
You've got a long wait ahead of you, Eddie, if he's going to leave you till last. I'll have a lot of women to speak to.
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to fix the wiring. I didn't get much chance yesterday.
I could have given him a
It's
magazine.
not funny, Marilyn. When I got here this morning, they told me that bloke was dead. Now the cops want to talk to me.
Why you?
Because I was there. Marilyn, I saw who did it.
You haven't told anyone, have you?
No, not yet.
Well, don't, Eddie.
Why not?
It'll be taken care of inside here.
Oh, I don't know, Marilyn. The cops might get nasty if I hold out on them.
They won't know who did it.
What's going on here?
So it's not going to be an EastEnders Who Shot Phil Mitchell or
Didn't
Who
you two
Killed
see enough
Lucy
of each
Beale,
other
and it just
yesterday?
goes on forever and
Get
ever.
back to work.
Mind you, I like the Who Killed
I've
Lucy
already had
Beale
a word to the
storyline.
governor about you.
Hello, you looking for me? I'm running a bit late, I'm afraid. I stopped off at the hospital to see Rosie.
There's no rush. There'll be no sick call until the police have finished their inquiries. And they'll probably want a word with you later.
There's nothing I can tell them. Wish there was.
Yeah.
Perhaps
He
you
was
might
with-
know of one of the girls who had a grudge against him.
He was with the other lady.
Any mail?
Karen Travers, for example.
I don't think she could have done it.
Why not?
Well, I just don't think she's the type, that's all.
Well, that's a strange thing to say. She's already stabbed her husband.
Oh, that was different. She had provocation. You saw the burns on her back.
Do you mean murder sometimes justified?
Look, if you're having a go at me, I don't see what's so damn funny about this whole matter.
She's literally trying to pin the tail on the donkey, and why the hell has she gone back to work?
You look terrible. You should be at home resting.
Too much to do. We're short-staffed enough as it is.
Somebody's got to look after the animals.
Sorry about the sound there, if it's the same with you. It kind of waved in and out of the headphones. Once again, it's not my software, it's the way the DVD's
You're not being very cooperative, are you, Frida?
Frankie.
set up.
Frankie.
Like the disc.
You realise that even if we can't prove that you stabbed him, there's still the possible charge of accessory to murder?
Oh, what? Now, look, I had nothing to do with it. All I wanted was to get even with B. Smith. I had nothing against Bill. He's not my type.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Fancies
Why would any
girls.
woman in here kill a bloke? Because you can't have him.
What are you talking about?
How should I know? Could be any one of them.
That is pushing me even closer to the one I got
bloke any of them
snubbed.
ever saw.
I'll get it.
Well, you must have some idea who did it.
I've told you all I know.
Meg, we weren't expecting you in today.
I'm rostered on duty.
It's not
Detective
gonna be the
Sergeant
nice
Allen, this is Meg Jackson.
officer now.
Mrs. Jackson, I'm sorry about what's happened. I'm afraid so far we've not much to go on.
You're not likely to get much either. They'll all stick together.
They haven't had a chance to confer. They've all been locked in their dormitories during the investigation.
What difference does that make?
Yes, you're probably right.
Yeah.
There's no point in disrupting the prison routine any further. This could take days. You can release them if you like.
Very well.
I'd like to speak to you, if I may, Mrs. Jackson.
Miss Yates, take Doyle back to solitary. Come.
Can't get Eddie
I'll
on. I
get
want to
the
know who
girls
did
released.
it.
I'll
I'm
be
still
back
thinking. What's her name? I don't know her name. The one who got
As far
snubbed.
as we can ascertain, this is a list of all those directly involved in the riot. Those that held you captive and had the opportunity to kill your husband. Are there any names you can add?
No.
Well, have you any idea which of them was responsible?
As far as I'm
I
concerned,
hope
they
you can't hear
all
the
were.
DVD, like, DVD spinning. Reading.
Come on, out you come. What's going on? You're going back to work.
I might have to confess this
Don't worry,
file
they'll
to
get
put
around
it
to
onto
you.
Daily Motion.
Although, if you ask me, they'll be wasting their time.
Of course. I don't know anything.
You wouldn't tell them if you did.
No. When I find out, they won't need the police to deal with it. And that goes for the rest of them that ganged up with Frankie against me.
Don't
Her.
look at me. I was only having a bit of fun.
One who got snubbed.
Well, now it's my turn.
Look, you lot are in enough trouble already,
Oh,
Smith. Don't
is
make
that
things
too
any worse.
simple?
Now get to work. Both of you!
Are they lulling me into a false sense of security? That's what's going through my head now.
Get on with your work.
Well, you going to stand there all day?
You can't be trusted on your own, can you?
All right, someone give me something to work on. You found out anything yet?
No. I know who did it.
Who? Did you see it?
No, not exactly. But before we went into lunch yesterday, she had a
Why
big
is everyone
row with
trying to-
Frankie. She picked up the scissors then.
Why is
Dawn,
everyone...
you were there.
Oh, she
You
picked
saw
up the
her.
scissors.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, why would she want to stab Bill Jackson?
I don't know.
Why is
Probably to
everyone
cause
trying to
trouble.
pin it
You
on
know what
Cannon?
she's like. She killed her old man.
Yeah, well, some husbands deserve it.
What's going on over there?
Oh, we were just helping B with these sheep.
Well, it doesn't take three of you to do that. Now you get back to work.
There might be
Mrs.
extremely
Jackson,
long sheets.
We're really sorry. About Bill?
Not half as sorry as you're going to be. Now you listen to me. I want the name of the woman who killed my husband.
Oh, look at her face.
All right. Well, I'll find out who did it.
Yep,
And
she's
from
found the
now
one
on, I'm
suspect
going to
now.
make life hell for the lot of you. Move.
Right.
Eddie saw who did it. He'll know if it was her. Where's Eddie now? Waiting to talk to the police. I told him not to say anything.
Let's hope he doesn't.
Come in, Mr. Cook.
Are you going to say anything, or aren't you?
Detective Sergeant Allen, this is Eddie Cook, the electrician.
Took your time seeing me, didn't you?
I don't want any lip out of you, Cook.
What?
There's a few questions you need to answer.
Yeah, well, I haven't done anything.
That's what I mean. Now sit
You
down.
you can't really talk to him like that. It's not a
I may
prisoner.
have taken a look at those fuses you had to fix yesterday.
Oh.
It wouldn't have taken you more than 2 minutes to put them right.
Yeah, well, I must have overlooked it, you know. I thought the wiring had gone. The whole place needs rewiring. You just have to check it every time, that's all. Well, I wouldn't have any other reason to stick around, would I?
That's what we're here to find out.
I see, Ward.
Where were you during the riot?
In the recreation room.
Alone? I asked if you were alone.
No, I was with Marilyn Mason, actually. She was keeping me out of the way of the riot.
Yeah, I arrested Marilyn Mason the last time she was brought in. I can imagine what she was doing. You were there when Bill Jackson was stabbed.
Is she a
Well,
lady of the
everything had gone quiet
night?
and I thought the riot was
so to
over, so I
speak?
went and had a look.
Got to stop using the strong words.
Suddenly all hell broke loose. Women charging everywhere. It was bloody scary, I'll tell you.
Did you see who stabbed him?
No. Well, I was right down the other end of the corridor. There were loads of women between me and him.
All right. That'll do for now.
You mean I can go?
Unless you've got anything further to say.
No. Right, well, I'll get back to fixing that fuse.
That won't be necessary. It's already been attended to. I'll be speaking to your employer
Bye.
later.
Right.
Are you going to tell him I've sacked him because he's
You were
been
a bit
sleeping with one of the prisoners?
Yeah, well, if it stops him mixing with the like of Marilyn Mason, it'll be worth it. He seems a decent sort of a lad. I take it he hasn't got any record.
He wouldn't be working here if he had.
I don't suppose I could talk to Marilyn Mason, could I?
Have you talked to the police yet?
Yeah.
Then you can go.
You're going to stay on now? Hope so. Oh, ask him nicely.
Yeah. What did you tell him?
Nothing.
Good. Now you can tell us. Who killed Bill Jackson?
Oh, come on, B. I'm not going to be pushed around by a load of women.
He is.
Well, you took your time.
Oh, yeah, there's a message for you from Mrs. Davis.
Keywords
She wants
there,
to see you in the
loads.
office. What about? I don't know.
He's told them.
Miss Yates.
All right. I want everybody back at work and nobody leaves this laundry. Understood?
Did you see Eddie?
Yeah.
Did he tell you who did it?
After a bit of persuasion.
How could he see with all the... How could he see with all the women there?
Outside.
Karen?
Why? You don't want to get involved, do you?
Oh. I thought it was Karen then. It was her!
Hey, look. Leave me alone. I haven't done anything.
Want to meet?
Bea, I wasn't siding with Frankie against you. I was just bored.
We're not interested in what side you're on. We're interested in Bill Jackson.
I told you she did it. I saw her pick up the scissors.
That's probably what gave you the idea to use them. Unfortunately for you, Marilyn's boyfriend saw you.
So what?
They must have made a mistake.
She took
There
the
were loads
scissors
of
to
women
cut
milling
Meg's
around. It could have
sleeve.
been any of them.
And he wasn't mistaken. He was quite positive. They were not having the police hanging around making everyone's life a bloody misery. You just own up. Or it'll make you wish you'd never been born.
Is this going to be somebody else taken out of it?
Come in.
They're dropping like flies in this show.
Wanted to see me?
You have to
what made you
recast
think
every
that?
like 20 episodes.
Flask!
Meg, wait. Who told you I wanted to see you?
One of the girls. Another of their funny little junks.
Who was it?
Doesn't matter. I can handle it.
Can you? Meg, I know what you must be going through, losing Bill like that, but don't try and cope with everything alone.
Has he got the power to send
We're
her
all going
home?
to miss him.
The governor.
He was a good man.
Yes. Too good for this lot. They didn't deserve him. He could have had a safe, well-paid job in industry. He should have quit long ago. We both should have.
Well, if you feel like that, you still can. I'd understand.
No.
She's one
Well,
of
at
your
least
best
take a few
guards.
days off. It'll give us time
That's
to find
better.
out who did it.
Oh, you'll never find out. Nobody's going to talk. They're all in it together.
You know that's not true.
Isn't it? Then why didn't anybody come forward? You think they don't know who did it? Of course they do. It's a case
They
of
do
us
now.
against them. I realise that now. I'm on my own.
You're forgetting Marty.
Oh.
Marty. He's hardly ever home these days. Always out. With God knows who. He doesn't need me.
Marty,
Still can't believe she sent him to school.
You're trying to avoid me.
No.
Well, I waited for you during the morning break. Marty, you did talk to your
did she
parents
even
about
tell the
leaving home,
teachers?
didn't you?
No,
Well, why not?
I couldn't. One of my father's dead.
Show her again.
One of the prisoners stabbed him. While we were discussing getting a flat together, he was dying.
Oh, Marty, how awful.
No way
I
she's
don't know what
school
to say.
age. Come on.
I'm so sorry.
She looks in her 20s.
I suppose I should have told you earlier. I couldn't. I didn't even want to come into school today. I wanted to stay home with Mum.
Well, why didn't you?
She
Well,
wouldn't
she
let
just
me.
looks old for her age.
She didn't even want to talk
No
to me.
offence to you, actress.
She just cut herself off.
Yeah, that's probably the shock. Look, do you think it would help any if I came home with you this afternoon and spoke to her?
I doubt
She's
it.
definitely
We could
a...
try.
Yeah, I suppose.
What's her name? Is it Lizzo from Greece? Wonder was so old.
What's
Nearly
going
old.
on here?
Well, not nearly old, but
Shouldn't you be in class,
much
Jackson?
older than a school
I'll have to have a word with
kid.
your parents if this keeps up.
Oh, but sir!
It's all right, Donna.
Definitely, why don't you, love?
Why didn't you tell him?
Look, everybody will know soon enough.
Screech, you've got any bloody ear. I'll have to fix that for you in editing. Oh, here's the other woman I feel sorry for.
Mrs. Brooks, the rent is due today.
Yes, I hadn't forgotten. I'm just on my way to the post office.
Oh, good-o. Not that I worry about it, mind you. It's the wife. She gets very upset if anybody's behind with the rent.
Yes, I understand.
You don't get out much, do you? From the suntan you had when you first arrived, I thought you'd be a real outdoors person.
I haven't been very well.
I heard your coughing. These walls are as thin as paper. You're from the
Don't
country.
say she's going to die as well.
Yes.
I like Mum.
Yeah,
you know.
I thought so. It's all this
It's
city
what it
air,
is along.
all this pollution.
Well, in the
you
show.
wouldn't be used to it. I'm from the country myself originally, Echuca. Like to go back there, but the wife wouldn't have it. Not that she's over fond of this place, you know. She'd like to go live in some place like Toorak, but I mean, that costs money, doesn't it? And times aren't easy.
But who was killed?
What?
The newspaper.
Oh, yeah. One of the
Took
prison
me time
staff.
to read that.
A bloke, apparently. Fancy a bloke working in a women's prison. I mean, it's just not right,
Was it
is
the doctor?
No.
Bill Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. Did you know him?
Yes, I tried to phone him only last night.
Wentworth Detention Centre. Can I ask who's calling, please? Who? Oh, yes. Just a moment. Meg, it's for you.
Who is it?
Ma.
Tell her I'm not here.
Yeah, as if she's going to want to speak to...
Hello. I'm sorry, Mrs. Jackson isn't here. No,
Even
I don't know
an
how you can
ex-prim.
contact her.
Ex-prisoner.
Was she there?
Yes. But she wouldn't talk to me.
Poor Mum's losing everybody, isn't she?
No privileges. Anderson! I won't forget the fool's errand you sent me on earlier. Any more back chat from you and you'll end up in solitary. And let's get this straight. You may think you run this place, but you don't. And the sooner you
Once
realise
again,
that,
tell me about
the
the
better.
jitters. It's the DVD itself that's doing it. The way it was shot.
She's getting worse than bloody Vera.
Well, what do
Not
you
the player.
expect? She knows one of us killed her husband. It's about time she found out who.
Yeah, you want them done.
You in there? Frankie, it's me, Chrissy Latham. You've got to
Can you
help
just...
me. It's B, she's after
Can you just
me.
run to
What do
solitary?
you need to do about it? Locked up in here.
Well, can't you get some of your mates to protect me?
Haven't got any mates.
Oh, Frankie, you've got to do something. Look, I helped you in the riot. They're going to kill me.
What's she picking on you for?
I told you because I helped you in the riot.
You killed Bill Jackson.
No.
I should have known the way you were carrying on. Everyone knew you had the hots for him. What did he do? Knock you back?
Well, yeah.
Well, what if he did? What's it to you?
What's it to me? I'm stuck in here while Bee's taken over because of you.
Bullshit. Bee
Go on,
beat you
headbang
fair
him
and
into the
square and you
bars.
know it.
Yeah, well, now she's going to fix you fair and square. But I hope she doesn't kill you because I'd like to wring your bloody neck. You little bitch, just wait till I get out of here.
I should have known better than to expect help from a bull dyke like you. You wouldn't even know what it was to want a man.
Yeah, well, you won't know what it's like for too much longer. Why don't you just go off and bloody kill yourself? Save us all a lot of trouble.
I was about to say, she's going to get killed the way she's going on. I mean, she's making a hell of a lot of enemies.
Hey, babe, here she is.
since last episode. Like I said, they're dropping like flies. They even put the action music on for it.
That's right. Lock the door. We don't want to be disturbed, do we?
You silly cow.
Recognise these? I'm sure you do. They're very sharp. Just like the other ones. See? Remember that movie we saw on telly the other week? What was it called? 5 Branded Women, that's right. It was about these women that got up with the Nazis during the war. Afterwards, the mates shaved their heads, so everyone knew they were traitors. I suppose you could do the same thing with scissors.
Oh, they're going to cut her hair.
You might.
They're going to cut her bald. Oh, let's go to bald with the camera scissors.
Grab her.
They just cut the music off.
Where is everyone?
The dormitories!
Say hello to your husband's killer, Meg.
What's going on? Well, it's Chrissy. Found her cutting up her clothes. Next thing, she's cutting up her hair. Well, we had to forcibly restrain her.
Don't give us that, Smith. You know the penalty for assaulting another prisoner.
It's true. Ask Chrissy.
Well, speak up. Needn't be afraid of Smith. You'll be protected.
Not when you hear the news, love.
Tell him what happened.
Ooh, ow.
It was me. I killed your husband.
Not protected anymore, is she, Meg? Well, not by you anyway. Vera won't protect her. Meg just can pay
Yes,
Yates.
she's just taken Chrissy Latham in.
I hear they found out it was Latham who did it. Do they know why?
She didn't say, but with her it's not hard to guess.
I can't let her back in the prison with Meg then, surely.
You say when you first picked up the scissors you had no intention of stabbing Bill Jackson.
That's right.
Well, what did you intend to do with them?
I meant to stab her.
What made you change your mind?
It wouldn't have done any good. He still wouldn't have wanted me.
That's why you stabbed him.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what it's like, do you?
See, they
Locked
didn't
up
give
night
enough
after night without a
suspects.
man. Oh, thanks to you,
You only
I'm
gave
about
her.
to find out.
That's enough, Meg.
What do you mean, that's enough? It was my husband who was killed. I'm at least entitled to my say.
I said that's enough. Miss Bennett, take Mrs. Jackson out.
Meg, you're right.
Oh, fine. Just fine.
Well, at least now you know who did it.
What difference will that make? Will it bring Bill back?
Well, no, but every time you have to deal with one of the girls, you won't be wondering whether she was the one.
That doesn't alter the way I feel one little
I'm
bit.
going to say that's not much.
They all knew who did it. But did any of them come forward? No, not one. Instead, they tortured, they
What's the word I'm
terrorised her.
looking for?
They probably would have killed her if we hadn't stopped them, but they still wouldn't
Not
tell us
much.
why. No, they're worse than animals.
Tell me the
You
word
know, if
I'm
they
looking
hadn't
for
scared
in
us,
the
she'd never have
comments.
confessed. We wouldn't have been able to prove a thing.
Stay with Latham, would you? I'm going to arrange to have her transferred to another prison.
Consolation.
We'll keep her in solitary until she's moved. We
You
can't
don't need
assure
to
her
tell me
safety
now.
here.
Oh,
I know.
yes, we must look after her safety, mustn't we?
I think it might be a good idea if you took the rest of the day off.
No, thank you.
Now,
Yeah,
look,
I do.
I've gone along with you coming back against my better judgment. It isn't working out.
Rest of the
You
week.
shouldn't be
Month.
here, Meg. Go home. And that's an order.
That's it. You go, Mrs. Davidson.
Mum? What doesn't look like she's saying?
She should have put her foot down to begin with, really.
Mum? What? She's gone out.
Well, it's probably just as well. I guess it wasn't such a good idea, me coming here after all. Where do you think she is?
Oh, I don't know. Her uniform's gone. She must have gone to work.
Hold
To
on.
the prison.
Wasn't Megan home
I
away
were, I
on
could
Neighbours
never
at
go
one
back
point?
there.
Well, you're not me, are you?
Why, Mum? You haven't
I'm
met
pretty
Donna,
sure I've
have you?
seen her in
No,
one
I
of the
haven't.
soaps. I used to watch Neighbours at Home and Away as a
Can you
kid.
say how sorry I was, Mrs. Jackson?
Stopped watching when it
Thank
moved to Channel 5.
I wondered if there was anything I could do to help. Shopping? Cooking, maybe?
No, there's nothing anybody can do.
No. Well, I suppose I'd better go. I've got a lot of homework to do.
Yes. Yes, I think that would be for the best. Thank you for coming.
Oh, that's okay.
You could apologise for being so rude to begin with. I mean, it's understandable, but bloody hell. I mean, she
They
didn't even
found
know
out
the
who
girl.
stabbed your father. Well, don't you want to know who did it?
I wouldn't know her. The name wouldn't mean anything to me. It was just one of the prisoners.
Yes. Yes, they're all the same to you.
True. Oh, she has still got a
We
compassion.
can go ahead with the funeral arrangements now.
That was bloody quick. She didn't even have time to phone him.
Wasn't much of a turnout. Would have thought that Vera and some of the others could have come.
Someone had to work. I think it's time we were going.
Yes. I'm really sorry, Meg. We're all going to miss him.
Did Mum go?
I'll give you a lift back if you like.
Thanks. Take as much time off as you like, Meg. If there's anything you need, just give me a ring.
I'll be in this afternoon.
Well, come to my office when you do.
Should have put your foot down and told her to take some leave. More leave.
Come on, Mum.
I mean, how's your head in the job if you've just been to your bloody husband's funeral? Yeah, she did go. Come on, you still got some compassion, Meg. You could at least speak to her. Oh, she's ill. I hope they're not planning on bumping her off. Oh, you went to the post office for the rent.
Suppose you realise your rent's overdue?
Yes, I'm sorry. I've been busy. The money's in my room. I'll get it now.
Yes, mind you do. We don't allow credit here.
Hey, take it easy. She's just come from a funeral.
Yeah, I'll bet. They
She's
can
a bit
tell
of a
you
battle
anything,
axe,
can't
isn't she?
It's true. That fella Jackson, the one who was killed in the women's prison. Well, Mrs. Brooks knew him.
She was probably one of his inmates.
Oh,
She's smart.
She looked like an ex-con.
Well, how come she knew him then? And she better sharpen herself up bringing that money back too.
You can be friends with prison officers when you're not a con, you know. It's not a part of the requirements. You can only be friends with the inmates. She fell off the chair.
Mrs. Brooks? Mrs. Brooks? Mrs.
Oh, I hope they haven't killed her off. I like Mum. Yeah, call an ambulance, love. No, don't rob her. Phone a bloody ambulance. It's Mum, for heaven's sakes. Thank God you came in. Oh, I was just checking she had the rent.
She's had a nasty crack on the head, but her pulse is okay.
Oh, she's not dead, that's good.
There's nothing
Get to an
broken.
ambulance, hospital though.
Look, will you leave her things alone and go and call an ambulance?
For once in your life, try and act a bit smart. See this? It's from someone called Watkins. Lives in Black Rock. They must have money. Maybe they'd pay to find out where she is.
Oh, they can't care that much. Otherwise, they wouldn't let her live in a place like this.
Maybe if you cared a little more, we wouldn't have to live here. I'm gonna call them.
So she's going to extort them. Well, at least he's got an ounce of decency. his wife, she's on par with Mum's daughter. Well, might even be a bit worse.
There's no reply.
We'll phone an ambulance.
No.
Yes, yes.
I'll call again later.
What if she dies?
She won't. You've seen her. She hardly ever goes out and never brings any food home. She's just weak from hunger. She'll be all right.
What if she isn't?
And who's to know the difference?
So what, they're going to bury her under the patio?
Hey, guess what? They've just taken Chrissy off in the paddy wagon.
Where to?
I don't know, fairly, I suppose.
Oh,
What
well,
does that
good
say,
riddance
wonder
to
where
her.
Chrissy
Yeah.
is?
It was a good job she decided to own up.
Quieten down. Doreen, turn that television set down. Lynn, you're wanted in the governor's office.
What is it about my appeal?
How should I know? Go and find out.
No escort, they'll just go to the office themselves.
Well, Doyle, I'll leave you with your friends.
Yeah, she's going to have a bit of a time catching up to her now, isn't she?
Hello, sweetie. Did you miss me?
Bugger off.
Told you before I like a challenge. Just remember, you're not as tough as you think you are.
Neither are you. B. Smith just proved that.
I'm glad to see you're all enjoying yourselves. When did you get out of solitary, Doyle?
Just now?
Well, watch yourself or you'll be back in there. And that goes for the rest of you.
No friend Frankie.
Come in. Lynn, I've had an answer to your request for an appeal.
It's been turned down.
I'm sorry, but it's been turned down.
It can't
I didn't
be.
think she'd get good news.
I'm sorry, but it has. You have no grounds for retrial.
But I have. I'm innocent.
Have you any new evidence?
No, I told them everything at the trial.
And the jury didn't believe you. Unless you can present something new, there is nothing
why
that can be
I
done.
always say we should make the jury
Locked in here
a
forever.
proper
You will
paid
serve
job.
your sentence here like everybody
Not
else.
voluntary. No, not called up.
You can't keep me here.
That will be enough. You may go.
Train them all in
You're back
psychology.
so soon? Yes, the funeral's
And
over.
then it'll more
You
limit
would have
this
known
kind
that
of
if
thing.
you'd been there.
Won't take it all away.
Stop running, Warner. She's just been to the
Still
governor's
be
office
some
about her
innocence,
appeal.
but
Obviously not good news.
they'll be able to pick up on the signs.
Oh, Meg, sit down. I rather expected you'd want to take the whole day off.
Is that why you wanted to see me?
In a way, yes. You said to me the other day you wished you had resigned ages ago.
Well, that was before. Before what happened.
Yes,
all she's
but
got
I've
left
been
now is a
speaking to the
job.
department. You will be receiving substantial compensation.
Well, that won't bring Bill back.
No, but it will mean you won't need to work.
Are you asking me to resign?
I think it would be in your best interests.
Well, you're not qualified to make that
Meg,
decision.
I have been watching you after the last few days, and if you
Lose the
carry on the way
husband
you're
and the
going, you're
job.
going to end up with a nervous breakdown.
That isn't why you want me to resign. You don't want me here because I remind you of the mess you caused by allowing B. Smith in with the others when she should have been in solitary. Well, I'm not going. I'm not going to make it easy for you. And if you sack me, I'll tell the whole world why.
Meg!
Oh, poor Meg. That was a bit of a bitchy thing for Erica to do, though, bloody hell. I mean, asking for leave, yeah, but all the time? I mean, all the time. Like, lose a job, permanent leave. Let's see. I can understand, sorry about that. I can understand how she's feeling, but showing weakness in a prison. Thank you. You don't have to do that one now, Meg. She did it for you. Oh. You've got to feel, I know it's only a fictional program, but you've got to feel really sorry for her. I mean, yeah, I do believe she went back to work far too soon, but to be asked to resign and just lost her husband. So you can't help but feel sorry for her completely. And she's got a jerk of a son. Well, he is only a teenager, typical teenager. See, I did like how that ended. As I was explaining to the Patreon members over the end credits, which I really enjoyed. The way they didn't put the song on, they just slowed the tune down. You might not get that on YouTube. It might end where Annika asks her to leave. The way they just put the slow music on and just had her shutting the gates. But yeah, just walking around very upset, closing the gates. I really did like how they ended that. I'm glad, well, I say I'm glad she's not gone. She's not passed. But they've not phoned an ambulance, they've just left her laying on the bed. So is she going to go? I hope she doesn't. I like Mum. I hope she makes it up with her daughter and they get to love each other again. For Mrs. Davidson to get to threaten Meg with, well, not threaten, told her to resign. No, she just lost her husband. Yeah, she should have had more time off. She should have took more leave, something like that. Too early for her to go back, in my opinion. The day of the funeral. But for her to tell her, I nearly said threaten again, to tell her to leave, to resign. She didn't need to hear that on that day. So yeah, another enjoyable episode. I did like it. I'm enjoying this show. I mean, I've seen the reboot, I've seen Wentworth, and I really enjoyed that. So I wonder if they're going to bring in more characters. Well, this was like a prequel to that, so I wonder if they're going to bring in more characters like on Wentworth. I mean, yeah, B. Smith's a lot different than Wentworth's B. Smith. Frankie Dole's definitely a lot different than the other one. So hopefully you enjoyed that episode. I mean, I'm enjoying watching this. The cut down versions are hopefully on YouTube. I can't finish that. I'm hoping that they're on YouTube. I hope the green screen. I hope the green screen's working okay and it's not impacting the view. If you like the video on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe. Patreon members have already got this episode up in full. So thank you very much for all the Patreon members I've got. I greatly appreciate your help. And we've got Goodnight Sweetheart also running on Fridays. This is the 4th episode. Yep, it should be the 4th episode of Goodnight Sweetheart that we've just had on. So like I said, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying recording it. And I shall see you in the next one. Till next time, goodbye.